You were never taught how the world really works. They gave you rules designed to keep you obedient. They told you to play fair while they played to win. They told you to trust while they calculated. They told you to wait your turn while they cut the line, and you believed them. That was your first mistake. But here is the truth they buried from you. The game has never been fair. The game was never designed for you to win. It was designed to keep you manageable, predictable, and weak. Today, that ends. What you are about to hear will not comfort you. It will not make you feel safe. It will make you dangerous, dangerously aware, dangerously strategic, dangerously smart. These are 13 ruthless lessons forged in the fires of Machiavellian wisdom and dark psychology. This is not motivation. This is transformation. Listen closely. Your old self dies here. Lesson number 1. Power is never given, it's taken. Let me tell you something that will sting. No one is coming to hand you power. No one is preparing a throne for you. No one is waiting to recognize your potential and lift you to greatness. That fantasy exists only in the minds of the weak. Power is not a gift, it is a conquest. Look around you. Every person who holds influence, authority, or control took it. They reached out and claimed what others were too timid to pursue. They did not ask permission. They did not wait for validation. They moved while others hesitated, and that single difference separated them from the forgotten masses. You have been conditioned to believe that patience and goodness will be rewarded. You were told that if you work hard and stay humble, your time will come. This is the greatest lie ever sold to the ambitious. It keeps you passive, it keeps you waiting, it keeps you controllable. The brutal truth is this: the world does not reward the deserving. It rewards the daring. It rewards those who understand that power is taken in moments of boldness, not handed out in ceremonies of fairness. Machiavelli understood this 5 centuries ago. He watched princes rise and fall. He studied the mechanics of dominance, and he left us this truth. Those who wait for power die waiting. Those who seize it write history. So here is your first lesson. Stop asking. Stop waiting. Stop hoping someone will notice you. The seat you want is occupied by someone who simply decided they would take it. Your only question now is whether you will spend your life serving their vision or building your own. Power respects only those who pursue it without apology. Become one of them or remain invisible forever. Lesson number 2. Master your emotions before they master you. Your emotions are not your friends. They are liabilities dressed as instincts. Every time you react without thinking, you hand your power to someone else. Every time anger clouds your judgment, you become predictable. Every time fear grips your throat, you become controllable, and controllable men never rise. They are used and discarded by those who learned to master themselves first. Understand this deeply. The man who cannot control his emotions is a puppet. His strings are pulled by whoever knows how to provoke him. An insult makes him rage. A compliment makes him soft. A threat makes him scatter. He is moved by external forces because he has no internal anchor. This is weakness in its purest form. Machiavelli watched leaders crumble, not because they lacked armies or resources, but because they lacked composure. One emotional decision destroyed empires. One moment of unchecked rage invited betrayal. One flash of visible fear emboldened enemies. The lesson was always the same. The man who rules himself can rule anything. The man who cannot rule himself will be ruled by everyone. Cold detachment is not cruelty. It is clarity. When you remove emotional noise from your decisions, you see the game for what it truly is. You see manipulation before it touches you. You see traps before you walk into them. You respond instead of react. You calculate instead of combust. This does not mean you become emotionless. It means you become selective. You choose when to feel and when to function. You decide what deserves your energy and what deserves your silence. Your emotions become tools you wield, not chains that bind you. Starting today, watch yourself, observe your triggers, study your patterns. The enemies outside cannot defeat you until the enemy inside has made you weak. Master yourself first. Everything else follows. Lesson number 3. Trust is a liability. Verify everything. Trust is a beautiful poison. It feels warm. It feels safe. and it will destroy you faster than any enemy ever could. You were taught that trust is the foundation of relationships. You were told that good people trust and bad people doubt. This is children's logic. In the real world, blind trust is an invitation for betrayal. The smartest person in the room is never the most trusting. They are the most observant. They watch patterns instead of believing words. They study behavior instead of accepting promises. They understand that people reveal themselves through actions repeated over time, not through speeches designed to impress. Machiavelli warned us centuries ago, men are ungrateful, fickle, and deceitful. They will stand beside you when the sun shines and vanish when the storm arrives. This is not cynicism, this is observation. History is a graveyard of trusting souls who believed loyalty was permanent and friendship was unconditional. They were wrong, and they paid with everything they had. This does not mean you live in paranoia. Paranoia is weakness turned inward. It makes you fragile and suspicious of shadows. Instead, you adopt strategic skepticism. You verify before you invest. You test before you depend. You observe before you expose yourself. Trust must be earned through consistency, not claimed through charm. The man who trusts easily is the man who bleeds often. The man who verifies everything moves through the world untouchable. He is not cold. He is protected. He is not cruel. He is wise. He understands that guarding his trust fiercely is not a flaw, but a necessity for survival. So let this lesson sink into your bones. Trust no one completely. Depend on no one entirely. Verify everything always. Your future self will thank you for every wound this wisdom helps you avoid. Lesson number 4. Learn to wear masks. You think authenticity is a virtue. You believe showing your true self to everyone is honesty. This is how lambs think before they are slaughtered. The world does not reward transparency. It exploits it. Every emotion you display becomes a weapon others can use against you. Every opinion you broadcast becomes a target painted on your back. Every vulnerability you reveal becomes a door left unlocked for your enemies. The powerful have always understood this truth. They wear masks, not because they are liars, but because they are strategists. They show people exactly what serves the situation. They reveal only what advances their position. They keep their true thoughts buried beneath layers of calculated presentation. This is not deception for evil. This is survival through intelligence. Machiavelli taught that a prince must be a great pretender and dissembler. He must appear merciful when strategy demands it. He must appear fierce when circumstances require it. He must shift his face to match the moment while his core remains untouched and unchanged. The fool believes he must be the same person everywhere. The wise man knows that different arenas require different versions of himself. You do not show your ambition to those who will envy it. You do not show your wounds to those who will exploit them. You do not show your plans to those who will sabotage them. Your mask is not a lie. It is armor. It protects the parts of you that must remain sacred. It allows you to move through hostile environments without being destroyed by those who wish you harm. Learn to smile while calculating. Learn to appear calm while planning. Learn to seem agreeable while holding firm boundaries beneath the surface. The man without masks is the man without defenses. And defenseless men do not survive the game. They become casualties of their own openness. Lesson number 5. Make people need you. There is no security in being liked. Affection fades. Friendships shift. Loyalty evaporates when circumstances change. But necessity is permanent. When people need you, they cannot afford to destroy you. When you become essential, you become protected. This is the 5th lesson and one of the most powerful shields you will ever build. The average man seeks approval. He wants to be loved, accepted, and welcomed into circles. He bends himself into shapes that please others, hoping this will guarantee his place. It never does. The moment he becomes inconvenient, he is discarded without hesitation. His likability could not save him because likability holds no leverage. The strategic man takes a different path. He makes himself indispensable. He develops skills others depend on. He holds knowledge others cannot access. He positions himself at the center of systems that would collapse without his presence. He does not beg for a seat at the table. He becomes the reason the table exists. Machiavelli observed this principle in courts and kingdoms. The advisors who survived regime changes were never the most loved. They were the most needed. They possessed something the new ruler could not do without. Their value was their protection. Their irreplaceability was their immortality. You must adopt this mindset ruthlessly. Ask yourself what you offer that others cannot easily replace. If the answer is nothing, you are vulnerable. If anyone can do what you do, you hold no cards. Your mission is to cultivate abilities, connections, and knowledge that create dependency. Become the solver of problems others cannot solve. Become the holder of keys others cannot copy. Become so woven into the fabric of success that removing you would cause unraveling. When people need you, they will tolerate you, they will protect you, they will keep you close even when they wish you gone. Necessity is the ultimate power. Lesson number 6. Strike only when victory is certain. Impatience has buried more ambitious men than any enemy ever could. The urge to act, to prove yourself, to make your move before the moment is ripe, has destroyed countless futures. You feel the fire inside you. You want to strike now. You want to show them what you are capable of. This impulse will ruin you if you do not learn to chain it. The master strategist does not move when he feels ready. He moves when victory is already secured. He waits in shadows while others exhaust themselves in premature battles. He watches opponents reveal their weaknesses through reckless action. He conserves his energy while they bleed theirs dry. And when he finally strikes, it is with such precision that resistance becomes impossible. Machiavelli studied men who won wars without fighting and men who lost everything by fighting too soon. The difference was never courage. Both had courage. The difference was timing. The victorious understood that patience is not passivity, it is preparation. It is the slow gathering of advantages until the scales tip so far in your favor that the outcome is inevitable before the first blow lands. You must learn to read the battlefield with cold eyes. Is this the moment, or is your ego demanding action before conditions align? Are you striking because victory is certain, or because waiting has become uncomfortable? The weak cannot distinguish between these two states. They confuse restlessness with readiness. They mistake urgency for opportunity, and they charge into battles they were never equipped to win. Train yourself to wait. Train yourself to observe. Train yourself to let others make the first mistake while you remain coiled and calculating. When you finally move, move with overwhelming force. Leave no doubt. Leave no room for recovery. Strike only when the outcome is already written. Anything less is gambling with your future. Lesson number 7. Never outshine the master until you're ready to replace them. Your talent is a threat before it becomes a triumph. The moment you reveal how capable you truly are, you awaken insecurity in those above you. They do not see your potential as an asset. They see it as a challenge. They see it as a mirror reflecting their own limitations. And insecure people in power do not nurture threats. They eliminate them quietly before those threats can grow. This is a truth most ambitious men learn too late. They shine too brightly too soon. They display their full abilities before they have built the foundation to survive the backlash. They make their superiors feel small and then wonder why invisible doors begin closing. They never connected their own excellence to their sudden exile. Machiavelli understood the delicate dance required in the presence of power. You must be useful, but never threatening. You must be impressive, but never intimidating. You must make those above you feel grander for having you beneath them. Let them take credit. Let them feel like the source of your success. Let them believe they are the sun and you are merely reflecting their light. This is not weakness. This is warfare disguised as servitude. While you appear humble, you are building. While you seem content in the shadows, you are gathering strength. While they feel safe and superior, you are preparing for the moment when the throne becomes vulnerable. And when that moment arrives, you will not hesitate. The master who once enjoyed your apparent submission will discover too late that you were never beneath him. You were beside him, learning everything, waiting patiently, and planning precisely. Your restraint today purchases your dominance tomorrow. Never reveal your full power until you are ready to claim the highest position. Let them underestimate you. It is the last mistake they will ever make. Lesson number 8. Use enemies as fuel. You have been taught to avoid enemies. You have been told that conflict is failure and opposition is a problem to eliminate. This is the thinking of the mediocre. The dangerously smart understand that enemies are gifts wrapped in hostility. They sharpen you in ways comfort never could. They reveal your weaknesses before those weaknesses destroy you. They give you something the comfortable man will never possess, a reason to become undeniable. When someone stands against you, they are handing you power without realizing it. Their doubt becomes your discipline. Their hatred becomes your hunger. Their attempts to block your path become the resistance that builds your strength. Every dismissal fuels your focus. Every betrayal teaches you who to trust. Every obstacle they place before you trains you to overcome barriers others would crumble beneath. Machiavelli lived surrounded by enemies. He was exiled, imprisoned, and stripped of everything. Yet these adversities forged his mind into a weapon that still cuts through centuries. He did not waste energy wishing his enemies away. He used them. He studied them. He transformed their opposition into the pressure that created diamonds from dust. You must do the same. Stop fearing those who work against you. Start thanking them silently for the fire they ignite within you. The man with no enemies has never stood for anything. He has never threatened mediocrity enough to provoke resistance. He is invisible because he is insignificant, but you will be different. You will collect enemies as evidence of your rising power. You will let their resistance remind you daily why you cannot afford to stay weak. You will convert every ounce of their negativity into relentless forward motion. Your enemies do not know it yet, but they are building the very monster they hope to destroy. Let them keep fueling your transformation. Lesson number 9. Reputation is everything. Guard it with your life. You can lose money and recover. You can lose time and adapt. But once your reputation is destroyed, everything you have built crumbles with it. Reputation is the invisible currency that opens doors before you arrive and closes them after you leave. It speaks for you in rooms you have never entered. It defends you against attacks you will never witness. It is more valuable than any skill you possess because it determines whether that skill will ever be given a chance to shine. Machiavelli declared that a prince must guard his reputation above all other possessions. A strong reputation intimidates enemies before battle begins. A trusted reputation attracts allies before alliances are formally requested. A respected reputation commands obedience before orders are spoken. The man with a powerful reputation moves through the world with friction removed. The man with a damaged reputation fights resistance at every turn, even when he has done nothing wrong. The world does not judge you by who you truly are. It judges you by who it believes you to be. Perception is reality in the arena of power. This means you must control perception with the same intensity you control your actions. Never make promises you cannot keep. Never associate with those whose disgrace could stain you. Never allow small moments of carelessness to contradict the image you have carefully built. One scandal can erase a decade of excellence. One rumor can spread faster than 1,000 truths. One betrayal of your own standards can become the only thing people remember about you. Protect your name like you would protect your life because they are one and the same. Build a reputation for competence, reliability, and quiet strength. Let it precede you everywhere. Let it intimidate those who would oppose you and attract those who would elevate you. Your reputation is your fortress. Guard it ruthlessly. Lesson number 10. The crowd is blind. Never follow it. The masses move like water. They flow toward whatever direction requires the least resistance. They adopt opinions because others hold them. They chase trends because others chase them. They fear standing alone more than they fear being wrong. And this fear keeps them permanently trapped in lives of quiet desperation. You cannot afford to be one of them. The crowd is not your compass. It is your warning. When you see everyone rushing in one direction, you must pause and question what they are running toward and what they are running from. Popular opinion is rarely intelligent opinion. It is simply the loudest opinion, repeated until it feels like truth. Machiavelli observed that the masses are easily manipulated by appearances. They believe what they see on the surface. They follow leaders who speak with confidence regardless of whether those leaders possess actual wisdom. They move in herds because individual thought requires courage they do not possess. The dangerously smart man separates himself from this herd mentally long before he separates physically. He questions assumptions others accept blindly. He researches what others merely repeat. He forms conclusions through observation and logic, not through social conformity. This isolation of thought is uncomfortable but necessary. The moment you start thinking like everyone else, you start achieving like everyone else. Mediocre results come from mediocre minds following mediocre paths. Exceptional results require exceptional independence. Do not let popularity determine your beliefs. Do not let consensus dictate your actions. Do not let fear of social rejection dilute your vision. The crowd will mock what it does not understand. The crowd will reject what threatens its comfort. Let them mock. Let them reject. Their blindness is not your burden to carry. Walk your own path with absolute conviction. History remembers the men who led, not the millions who followed. Lesson number 11. Silence is your sharpest weapon. Words are spent like currency. The more you speak, the less each word is worth. The man who talks endlessly reveals everything and commands nothing. He fills silence with noise because silence makes him uncomfortable. He shares plans that should remain hidden. He defends positions that need no defense. He argues points that would be stronger left unspoken. And with every unnecessary word, he weakens his position without realizing the damage done. Silence is different. Silence creates power through absence. When you speak less, every word carries weight. When you withhold reaction, others lose their ability to read you. When you let silence stretch where others expect response, you seize control of the interaction without lifting a finger. Machiavelli understood that mystery is power. The leader who explains himself constantly appears weak and uncertain. The leader who remains strategically silent appears strong and unshakable. People project their fears onto your silence. They fill the void with their own insecurities. They wonder what you know that they do not. They question whether you see through their facades. Your silence becomes a mirror, reflecting their own doubts back at them. Learn to let others speak while you observe. The more they talk, the more they reveal. Their words become intelligence you collect while giving nothing in return. They expose ambitions, fears, resentments, and weaknesses through their inability to stay quiet. You simply watch and remember. Practice holding your tongue when provoked. Respond to insults with stillness instead of defense. Answer questions with fewer words than expected. Let your silence signal that you operate on a level others cannot access. The fool speaks to fill space. The wise man speaks to achieve outcomes. Everything else is noise that dilutes your presence. Your silence will unsettle those who cannot understand it. Let them remain unsettled. That is precisely the point. Lesson number 12. Adapt or die. Flexibility is survival. Rigidity is a death sentence disguised as principle. The man who refuses to bend will eventually break. He clings to methods that no longer serve him. He insists on paths that lead nowhere. He worships consistency while the world shifts beneath his feet. And one day, he wakes to find himself obsolete, still clutching beliefs that the universe has already discarded. The dangerously smart man understands that survival belongs to the adaptable. He does not marry his strategies. He does not worship his plans. He holds them loosely, ready to release the moment circumstances demand a new approach. He watches the terrain constantly, sensing shifts before they become earthquakes. He evolves while others fossilize. Machiavelli witnessed empires collapse because their rulers refused to change. They applied old tactics to new enemies. They trusted yesterday's alliances in today's political climate. They believed their past successes guaranteed future victories. They were wrong. The world does not owe you consistency. It transforms without your permission and punishes those who cannot transform with it. Your ego will resist this truth. It will tell you that changing course means admitting failure. It will convince you that flexibility is weakness. This is a lie your ego tells to protect itself from the discomfort of growth. True strength is the ability to abandon what no longer works without hesitation or sentiment. It is the willingness to become someone new when the old version of you cannot survive the current environment. Water does not fight the shape of its container. It flows and fills and continues moving. Yet water carves through stone over time, while rigid objects shatter against resistance. Be like water, formless when necessary, forceful when required, always moving, always adjusting, always finding the path of least resistance toward your ultimate destination. Adaptability is not compromise. It is intelligence in motion. Lesson number 13. Become untouchable. The final transformation. You have now received what most will never possess. 13 lessons forged in the furnace of Machiavellian wisdom and tempered by the cold precision of dark psychology. These are not theories meant for academic debate. These are weapons meant for the battlefield of life. The question that remains is simple. Will you use them, or will you return to the comfortable sleep of the unaware? Becoming untouchable is not a single decision. It is a daily practice. It is waking every morning and choosing power over passivity. It is observing while others react. It is calculating while others combust. It is building while others complain. It is moving in silence while others announce their every intention to the world. The untouchable man has no single vulnerability that can destroy him. He has diversified his strengths. He has eliminated dependencies. He has made himself necessary to the powerful and invisible to the envious. He does not seek conflict, but he never fears it. He does not chase validation, but he commands respect wherever he stands. He has become a fortress that walks among men. This transformation will cost you. It will cost you the comfort of ignorance. It will cost you relationships with those who need you to stay small. It will cost you the easy path that leads nowhere worth going. But what you gain in return is beyond measure. You gain freedom from manipulation. You gain immunity from those who prey on the weak. You gain the ability to shape your world instead of being shaped by it. You become the player instead of the piece, the architect instead of the brick. Machiavelli wrote his wisdom for those brave enough to see the world as it truly is. You have now seen it. You cannot unsee it. The only path forward is to embody these lessons until they become instinct, until they become identity, until they become you. Now, I ask you to do one thing. Drop a comment below with the phrase that will define your new chapter. Write these words and let them seal your commitment. I am the storm they never saw coming. Say it, believe it, become it. If this message reached the part of you that refuses to stay average, strike the like button now, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you never miss another lesson in power. Your transformation has begun. Do not let it stop here.